And I'll tell you when we're live. I'm still hitting the button.
Let's just sing it.
I'll tell you when I'm live.
You're hitting the button, not the
I'm hitting the button. I'll tell you when we're live.
button.
Button.
Button. Push the button.
Button. Who's got the button? It's close. We're good. We're live.
Yay!
Hello.
Hi.
Welcome to the stream of Mothers of
In the
Geeks.
stream. Oh, sorry.
Of Mothers of Geeks with the wonderful, beautiful Heather.
And the fabulous, fantastic, terrific Trey.
Thank you. I like how we're just putting some beautiful alliterations out there. Like,
Well, you know, I think we kind of need it. Our day sucked. Both of us had rough days. So I think this is what we need to be doing tonight.
and we're like on pretty much on time.
We're almost on time. And it's complete. Okay. So we're not completely on time because we were too busy talking.
About our horrible days. It's just so you don't have to hear it.
Yeah. No one needs to hear that. Does not need to be recorded for posterity. Anyways, doesn't need to be recorded.
Not at all, because it's evidence.
Yes.
It's evidence. So, this week, what is our subject? Because I think this is awesome.
So we were going to start going into the holiday stuff and all this stuff. Like, oh, next week's number 13. And we're doing superstitions. Yeah, we're going back to the October stuff because that's where our heart is.
It's in there, deep. And it's the 13th episode. Which is crazy. We've been doing this for 2 months.
Yeah.
Longer than that, because I can't count.
Yeah, just over 3 months. 3 months because, you know, yeah, it'll be 3 months.
It's 8. I can't count today.
It's okay. It's okay. It's not like you have a job that involves numbers and financials and compliance and anything like that.
Nothing like that.
That's
a little
why
rest can't fix.
That's why we look up on. It's fine.
It's fine. So tell me, have you geeked this week?
How have I geeked this week? Well, unfortunately, due to real life, Saturday night got canceled for our D&D game, but that was okay because I had other stuff I needed to work on. D&D, our WOD game. Monday D&D. So I have this buddy that has a problem. Every time we play, he initially starts out with a martial character. First, we had the half-orc ranger. I can't even think of his name right now. Then he brought in his bard, Hadron. Yeah, hates his father, who then became a warlock. And then next campaign, he had his human paladin, Nail.
Okay.
He played Nail for a long time. But then he's like, you know what? Nail's stupid. I'm like, yeah, his name is Nail, you moron.
I mean,
yes, he's stupid.
Give you a lot of smarts.
Right. So then he brought in his thief, Graham, which was kind of upsetting because he was the paladin to my cleric, and we were like, 1-2 punch.
Mm-hmm.
So then, so not only does he bring in a thief, but he brings in a drow thief. And I am playing a half-drow cleric of very similar to Addie. They'd get along great.
Oh, yeah.
They would actually adore each other. So like really, so not only is he took away my brother, but he's bringing this guy in. So then, this campaign starts and he's really excited. All he wants to do is break the warrior class. He wants to play a dwarf warrior. Right. That's a great weapon, the whole bit.
Mm-hmm.
2 sessions in, he decides he's done with Brahm, and he decides he's going to bring another bard in, because he kind of bounces between bards and warlocks as his favorite classes. In fact, like I said, Hadrian was first a bard and then a warlock.
Mm-hmm.
So then he brings in Pearl this week, and so he can't keep things from me we're each other's gaming buddies, right?
Right.
And I kind of wish I didn't know the stuff that I know, but it's like, so I have this character and he's gonna act like he's College of Lore and he's this and this, but he's really College of Shadows, and he's really lawful evil.
What? You can't.
Yeah.
You have to.
Yeah.
You can't just do that.
No, so I'm like, okay, so here's how we're playing this. I'm going to call you Hadron 2.0 or 3.0. I'm gonna act like you're playing the old same damn character. I'm gonna give you shit about it. My character's not gonna know anything is up unless the DM clues me in.
Right.
And he's like, unless I recruit you to Cyric. And I'm like, oh, we're doing this. So yeah, that's how I'm D&Ding right now, or how I'm geeking, because and then also because of a brand new DM. So she's like, I need to know more about the Forgotten Realm gods. I'm like, well, I know a lot about them. Do you want to know about this god or this god or this god or Cyric? Cyric, I think I want to know more about Cyric. And I'm like, because she doesn't know that I know. So it's a lot of fun. That's what's going on with Monday. The other thing I'm geeking over, what I ended up doing Saturday night, when real life got in the way game, is I worked on con stuff because I have FanFest this weekend.
I'm so excited for you.
Oh, I'm so excited. It's almost over. And I won't have a con for like 7 months.
True,
which is good. But I had
we can work on our soap.
Yes, I know. But I had a ton of headbands to work on.
They're pretty.
And they're really cool. Oh my God. Did you see the ones that look like the Dark Mark?
Yes, I want one.
Yeah, well, conveniently enough. I wonder who's getting a Christmas stocking.
I can't wait. I love Christmas.
We should open those on air or something.
We should. Like the 12 days of Christmas opening.
Yeah. So did that, God, and then I crafted like 4 hours Sunday night. Well, I'll get to the other thing that I got into. But yeah, finished up some Cthulhu necklaces and like too many sets of cufflinks and tie bars, and
that's awesome.
A bunch of key necklaces. That's how I geek this week. How did you geek this week?
Well, first let's say thanks, Al, for the 2nd month sub, 2 months in a row. Yay!
Yeah.
And he's the first person to ever put a comment in, and it was Woo, and the voice lady that I could hear went WOOOOOOO.
Oh, fabulous.
Cracked me up. So yay,
thank you. Al.
So how have we geeked this week? I have a confession.
Yes. You know neither of us are Catholic, right?
I resubbed in WoW.
Oh,
I couldn't help it.
It's okay.
Help it. Destiny 2 is in the WoW window, and
it's right there,
and it looks at me, and it gives me the eye.
Right.
Every time.
It's like it's the old addiction thing.
It's
you want this. It's been so long.
It's been like 4 months.
Wow.
That's it. Maybe 6. June.
Yeah.
I looked at my WoW previous subscriptions, and I saw the day that I started, which was October 18th, 2006. And that was the day after the South Park episode aired.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I went and bought it that next day. I walked to the GameStop because I was in school, and I kept seeing like all the like layers and days I had it, and I had it basically for 8 years straight. Like we never unsubbed. And then all of a sudden we started doing like 3 months here, 3 months here, 2 months here, 2 months here. So last time was about 3 months, and it was ended in June. So I'm back. That's how I've geeked, because I was playing Destiny, and I'm fine with Destiny. I'm having fun with Destiny, and it just looks at me like from afar. And once I finish my Tuesday Destiny stuff, then I start my WoW stuff.
Yeah.
So it works because I want to be ready for everything that's coming. I'm excited.
I know. It.
So I played a lot of WoW, played a lot of Destiny, getting involved in that. And it's a new game for me. One I'm not comfortable with. And I am not.
Well, because you're not an FPS girl.
I'm not. But I'm playing because everybody plays, and I love my friends, and I want to play with them. I am really bad at PvP in Destiny. Like, the worst you can imagine is me.
Yeah.
I'm awful at it. And
so am I. Don't worry about it.
Because I hate it. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I don't think I would be so bad if I didn't hate it so much. So playing those kind of games, I have some WOD stuff prepped. I'm going to flush it out. I'm going to flush it out. And it's flushed. And it's cleaned up.
I'm excited.
I hope you are.
I mean, I'm excited as I get. She's, my character's kind of on the standoffish side.
And that's okay.
Yes.
That's my favorite type of standoffish.
Yeah.
Standoffish. So that's pretty much how I've geeked. Basically, gaming everything possible because...
Yes.
Why not?
You can't help yourself, right?
I literally cannot help myself. So, I mean, I know what you geeked over because I can see it written in the show notes. But like what you're going to talk about is what I geeked over. So it's like a combined geek over.
It is a combined geek over. So BlizzCon was last weekend, and the best way to I had to describe it to one of my learners at work. Is basically BlizzCon is like my husband's Super Bowl.
It's true.
So you and I watched the live stream for the opening ceremonies together while we were working on Friday.
I cried.
And then of course I got home, and then he kind of showed me the highlights. And then he just brought me dinner. I was about to respond to him to go ahead and eat dinner. I'll eat it later.
He's so sweet.
And I never got a chance to make the, broccoli that goes with it. In any case, sorry. So that was awesome. Saw the highlights when I got home, watched a few panels. Because this weekend was pretty busy. But throughout the weekend, we're just watching stuff,
messaging me stuff,
taking screenshots of the of the new elves, because that's what, honestly, let's face it, that's what we care about. We care about the elves on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
And Trey and I have a problem. We're not the same faction.
For the Alliance.
You shut your mouth. Anyways,
shut your horde.
Hard. But Solana
Alliance.
I know, but Sylvanas is both of our war chiefs, so it's fine.
I'm okay with that
because she's our because she's our girlfriend. Anyway, we do. So it was awesome. Got to then experience Scott Johnson, Pat Crane, Patrick from Friends, and whose last name just escaped me, and Chris Robinson doing the Instance panel live, which was great. And which is really neat because I'm a longtime member of the LA Octa S Guild. CTR split off from that. It was actually like the best split you've ever seen when it comes to there was no issues, no pressure for the people involved in it. It was great,
which is good.
It was wonderful. But so it was neat. It was seeing those two on stage together talking, and during the Instance live panel, watch the costume contest. Those were great.
Hogger won,
and so she was on actually. A friend of ours, Ro, had an interview with her a few weeks ago. Yeah, I'll see if I can find it for you and send it to you. It was wonderful.
That's wonderful.
So it was neat, really neat that she won.
It's Patrick Beja.
Thank you. I'm like Patrick from France. Patrick with a scarf. He did USA. Yeah.
I love Patrick.
Thank you.
He's awesome. I wish Terpster was on because I do love him too.
Yeah, but brand new baby and all that stuff.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, of course. Yeah, it was. I only watched the opening ceremony and I did cry.
Yeah.
Oh,
but you listened to the Instance podcast.
Oh, of course I did.
They released that already.
The kids are here to say goodnight.
Ooh, yay!
Hi, good night.
Say hi. Hi.
Hi, baby boy.
Just give me kisses. Go ahead and give Heather a kiss.
Aww.
Night, baby. Love you.
I thought you have your Freddy Krueger hand.
I don't have my Freddy Krueger hand. It's not Halloween. Bye. Love you. Hi, Heather.
Hi, Heather.
Hi, baby. I know you can't hear me through your mama's mic, but I'm saying hi.
Saying hi. Good night, I love you. Thank you, guys. Good night. Oh, she blew me another kiss. I do like my picture.
I adore your kiddos. They're so cute.
I do like my picture. Good night. Goodbye. See you in the morning. You can sleep with Sissy. You have no school tomorrow.
Ooh.
Look at that. I know. I see.
Wish I did.
Oh, thanks for the follow.
Yay! Thank you.
Dustin B. Herbert. Yeah, we that sort of happens around this time. Is that we get my kids to say goodnight,
which is wonderful. I love it.
Oh,
but we are mothers of geeks.
What are you gonna do?
Yep. So while I was crafting on Sunday, though, I was chain pulling the voice actor panels from both WoW, which was all the females.
I saw that.
And oh my god, it was so good. Yeah. And then the Overwatch panel, the Overwatch voice actor panel.
And they talked about that not on the morning stream.
Yeah.
One of the voice actors for Reinhardt. and they were talking about him. So.
And he kind of served as MC. He was really neat.
Really?
Yes. Yeah, he really served as a lot of the MCing stuff. Guy who did Lucio.
Yeah.
And then one of the WoW streamers did a lot of the MCing stuff, which was really cool.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah, it was great. Neat. And and Blizzard really does love their community, which is great. Other thing I geeked out over is Thursday night. We're getting ready to start working on craft stuff for con, and my partner in crime's over and all that, and I'm like, and she's sitting down to start pinning. I have my gears out to work on a Cthulhu necklace, and I look at her, I'm like, yeah, we should probably work tonight. Unless there's a showing of Thor at 9:00, then we should probably go to that.
I agree.
She pulls up her phone. There's a showing of Thor at 9:00.
Oh my. That worked perfectly.
I could be an adult and work on crafting stuff until 10 and then go to bed, or I could just go to Thor, and it was fabulous.
Was it fabulous? We're gonna maybe go tomorrow night.
Oh, good.
Maybe.
Wait, don't we have D&D?
Tomorrow's Thursday.
Tomorrow's Thursday. Oh my God.
That's how bad this week has been. And I'm there with you. We're in this journey together.
Wow. I would have been really upset tomorrow when I'm sitting there. Like, why is it the Wow.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, we might go Thursday because the kids are going to my aunt's like Thursday and Friday.
Yeah. Great.
They're off school.
Yes.
It's
weird.
Veterans Day.
Rise off on the actual Friday.
Which is actually Saturday, but still.
Yeah. Yeah, Rise off on Friday.
Let's see, that's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what I geeked over to is BlizzCon.
Yeah.
Learning about the new elves.
Mm-hmm.
Learning about everything that's happening.
I'm going to make mine look drow.
I really don't want to be Horde.
I'm sorry?
I really don't want to be Horde to play with you.
Oh, we'll figure something out.
We'll meet in the middle.
We'll figure will be pandas?
Then you have to choose at like 10, right? Or 20 or something like that.
It's 10, but we'll figure something out. I don't know. We'll roll a die. Oh, God. We're both going to roll a 1 if it's like a con check.
Yeah. True. That's awful.
I adore your husband, but every time he says con check, I'm like, dude, can we please change this just once?
He won't change
Can we get
it.
a wisdom check? Can we get a something else check?
He won't. He keeps it at con or perception checks, and it's literally annoying.
Because I don't have either.
You should get them.
I can't get a con. He took the only point of con, only bonus I had from con.
I know, it's kind of depressing.
It's very depressing, and I actually, as a warlock sage, cannot get perception.
That's crazy.
It's not on either tree.
Oh, that's awful.
Because I would have chose perception.
I mean, granted, I have 8 in a perception, so.
Right. Because you have a high wisdom, and you took it as
Yeah, it's one of my profession or my whatever they're called in this version.
Yeah, proficiencies. Yeah. I cannot be proficient in perception.
That cracks me up. You're just
it's
like
hilarious. And my justification is because there's she's hearing all this shit in her head.
It makes sense.
It does make sense that a warlock would not have perception.
It makes sense to me. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Look at this. Ready?
Yeah.
It broke. It's all like flubby lovely.
Lovely.
I keep seeing it hit against my thing like this. Sorry, people.
All right. So hey, what of your any fun geeky kid stuff? Because we can go on about BlizzCon for hours.
We could. So fun geeky kid stuff. My kid can read really well, and she's been bringing home geeky.
She can write real too.
Oh, thank y'all. She's been bringing home very cool geeky books, and she doesn't just get normal, books that you would get like this is a puppy, this is a tree. She's getting all about spiders, all about like the book she brought home is Animals Nobody Wants to Talk About is what it's called. And she's like, this is the best book I've ever read. Why don't people like coyotes? And I was like, I don't know. I can't explain the book.
That's a good question.
Valid.
But aren't you arachnophobic?
Oh yeah, I don't read them.
Yeah.
I can't do that. I can't. So I, let her read that to Dad.
Awesome.
because
That's
I don't
great.
do the spider ones. But everything else is great. I mean, it's great. She's reading really, 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 really well.
She's so brilliant.
Thank you. She said they're doing a 100 book club, which I think is neat.
Right.
Because I'm all for reading. So they're doing 100 books in 1 year.
Nice.
They started all start at the same level. And like in 3 weeks, they asked them if they wanted to move up. And she was like, yeah, I want to move up. Then a week later, they asked her again. And she's like, yeah, I want to be as high as possible. So she keeps asking to move up in rank, which is pretty neat. And she can get these books easily. Like, she understands what they're saying. The only word she had trouble with tonight is sneeze.
Oh, funny.
It's a weird word. I mean, has lots of weird word letter placement. So that's pretty cool. So I'm excited about that.
That's awesome.
I like
mother like daughter loves reading.
Exactly.
Yeah, definitely.
So what about you and Rye?
All right. So Rye's bestie was there this weekend. And when this happens, they tend to chain pull stuff. So they finished off this last season of Voltron.
Ooh.
Yep.
That's
they
awesome.
did that. And then they decided they wanted to watch Teen Titans. And of course, it's the old Teen Titans that we have on DVD.
Yes.
And we have seasons 3 and 4, but one of the discs is scratched. But yeah, they watched as much of that as they could.
No,
I know.
No.
Well, she watched it so much when she was little.
Yeah.
But yeah, and there was at least one episode that she didn't remember seeing. And then there was it was a 2-parter that had the scratched disc. So.
Oh. See, that sucks. But I mean, that's what happens, right?
Yeah.
Especially with the DVDs.
Yeah. It's so old.
We love Teen Titans here.
Yes. Yeah.
We're watching it too. It's on the nighttime at 5 on
cool.
Cartoon Network here. So
very cool.
Yeah.
It's awesome. So yeah, so that's how she kind of geeked over some good animation this weekend.
Hey, that's always fun. I like that idea.
Yeah.
I could geek over some animation too. I started watching the show The Good Place, and that's kind of fun. It's about people who died. It has God, what is that old guy's name? Ted Danson's in it.
Okay.
And the girl married to the guy from... I'm being so descriptive. Kristen Bell.
It's Kristen Bell. I was gonna say I try not to correct people as they're talking, but it's Kristen Bell.
See, I couldn't remember. I needed you to correct me. I'm okay with it.
Okay. Well, yeah, because we're women and we know when our friends are looking for a word.
It's right there on the tip of your tongue.
Yeah.
But it's really funny. It's cracking me up. And I'm waiting. It's on Netflix, so. And Remy, actually, it was on when she was in the room. And it's not bad. They don't swear and nothing's crazy happening. So she did think it was funny. So I would, Remy might like it as something funny because it's the stuff they do, the stuff she's done in her human, her alive life is pretty funny.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, this is great. So I see we have 2 news stories.
We do.
And I have.
Which one of those would you like?
I grabbed the first one because the second one is pretty interesting for you and all that you do. Star Wars.
No.
It has connotations and connections. I know. But it has connotations to Star Wars too. It's it's like a big old melting pot for you.
Yeah.
So, Lord of the Rings TV series is possibly coming to Amazon.
It is.
And I think that's pretty cool because I am watching Stranger Things and Sean Austin's in it and I love him. And I really want him to be in this too because I do love him.
By the way, they got signed for season 3 and 4 of Stranger Things.
Really?
I just saw the news as I'm putting in notes.
That's awesome. That's awesome. See, I'm wearing a Stranger Things shirt.
Yay!
But it's I
stuff shirt. Anyways,
I do like your shirt. I liked Lord of the Rings. I've read it. It is a very hard book to get through.
It's dry as hell. And there's no ounce of femininity to any of
Here's this flower in the middle of the meadow. But heaven forbid you're a woman.
Yeah, that's about as far as you're going to get in the book. And by the way, now we're marching and we're marching and we're marching.
Hey, did you know there's a song about marching?
There is
it's
a song about
75 lines long. It's don't just watch the movies.
It's about as useful as the 95 pages about Waterloo in Les Miserables. Anyways.
Watch the movies.
Yeah.
Watch the movies. I'm excited. I really, really enjoyed the Hobbit movies.
Yeah.
They've done a great job on them. The great job on the Lord of the Rings movies. And I would love to have more. And I would watch it.
It'd be interesting to see how they fill it in. Are they going to take stuff from the Silmarillion? Are they going to fill in Yeah, the time between Hobbit and Lord of the Rings. I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with
I would
it.
think that'd be a nice idea because, yes, there's still a lot of stuff in Lord of the Rings they didn't touch on. A lot.
Yeah.
But you don't want to overshadow what the Lord of the Rings did. It
Right.
made a massive budgeted movie, a fantasy movie, very popular.
Yeah. Yeah. Epic fantasy.
Epic fantasy. I remember like being in a theater watching it in awe.
Mhm. Yeah.
So they don't want to take away from that.
Yeah. We did when Return of the King came out, we actually did the marathon where it was the first 2 movies, the director's cut, and then straight into Return of the King.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I loved Return of the King.
Me too.
I also loved when Legolas jumped up on that elephant.
And I just love Eowyn because she's a fierce warrior woman.
Is that which one's that one? They have the same name.
Oh, Eowyn?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's from Rohan.
Yeah. I think I have a problem with her.
Really? She's not the elf. How's that?
Yes, I do have a problem with her. Let me tell you something.
Really? Okay.
In the book, she's fine.
Uh-huh.
She's fine. In the movie, I was annoyed by the actor's presence in general. I'm so in love with Aragorn, son of Arathorn, and yet I must defend my kingdom. Shut the fuck up.
Well, that's Arwen more than Eowyn in the book or in the movie.
I didn't like her.
Okay.
But she threw off her helmet. It was annoying. I am no man. I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
I get
like
it.
I like my
You
fierce,
do, and
kind
I
of
love
Celtic,
that you do. And I wanted to love
Norse
her.
warrior woman. Right.
I wanted to love her. I was like, this is the best character. She's going to be
Right.
amazing. And she annoyed me.
Yeah, well, you know.
It was more the actress, I think.
Yeah. I
Like
didn't like Miranda Sky.
No, I really liked how the book, how she was written was fine. And I got behind her and I was like, I get it. This is great. I love what they're doing. The only thing about women they're putting in this book is this part. So I might as well enjoy it.
Yeah.
In the movie, I felt that she just didn't fit for me. Probably because I know people that try to be her.
Right.
From like, when I was like that little, this girl thought she was like her and it was really obnoxious. So it probably tainted my memories.
Yeah.
I tainted my memories.
It's okay.
So what's your news before I
All right.
rant
So,
about this lead of the
mine is
movie?
probably not as a sure thing as yours is, but it makes me really excited. 21st Century Fox has been holding talks to sell most of the company to Disney. Basically, what they're looking for at this point, Fox is perhaps looking to focus more on the sports and the news side of their business. So that means a lot of the media, they're in talks to sell to the Walt Disney Company. It's been over the last few weeks, and they definitely do not have a deal engaged at this moment. But what this really means a lot of is can look at things like more the direct-to-consumer market, because Disney's going off and making their own streaming service later. So it's going to really kind of give them a bigger piece of that Netflix piece of pie, possibly. And the other big thing about it is Fox owns, half of Marvel that's not already with Disney.
That's depressing.
So it is really depressing. So Sony Pictures has the Spider-Man part of Marvel, but they have an agreement now, so they're kind of working it out. When we really could see that with, Spider-Man Homecoming, where you saw, Tony used him there, and definitely he was a part of the MCU, and, and Peter being used in Civil War.
Right.
But what makes me so sad and breaks my heart every time I see an X-Men movie, and they did good with Logan, they did good with Deadpool, but you can't do that with the X-Men. You can't make a hard R X-Men. So, every time I see an X-Men movie, I'm like, this is okay. I want to see it done I want to see them in the MCU.
Oh, yeah.
because they can't use the mutants. They have to use the Inhumans in the MCU. They have to use. It's like, but I want my mutants there because that, like, the X-Men to me, for me, is as big a part of my comic experience as Vertigo is.
Exactly.
I fell in love with them at the same time.
And it makes sense for them to be in there.
It does. It does. So I'm hoping this is where it's leading. We'll see. And let's be honest, I don't really care about the sports stuff.
I didn't know there was sports stuff involved. 'Cause
I know,
didn't
and there's
care.
not, because Fox will keep that. So
Well, Fox has made horrible X-Men movies for most
there's
of my life.
There's been some decent stuff, but it could be so much better.
Most of my life has been bad X-Men movies.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I would like some good ones.
Me too. Me too.
And actually, probably when I knew less, the first 3 I was okay with, but I had no idea about the comic book side of it.
Right. Oh my god.
Now that I know
is
more.
an atrocity. Anyways,
now that I know more,
yeah,
it's a lot better. However, the recent ones they've done, the first one was fine, and then they've gone. They've like.
I like the first Days of Future Past was fairly good, but I have such a huge attachment to that storyline. Age of Apocalypse.
It was awful.
I was pleasant. You know what? I was actually pleasantly surprised because my bar was so low. I was playing Limbo.
That's true. I mean, you could leap over the bar with no problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I like Days of Future Past. Like Alice said, I like Days of Future Past, Logan, and Deadpool. Those were good. Great movies. I want the second Deadpool like now.
Yeah, that'd be great.
That'd be what if they could just do that. That'd be great.
That'd be good. Yeah, definitely.
That'd be great. So we have a good discussion. It's gonna be.
We do. Do we want to break this up into two sessions?
Maybe we should.
Okay.
Maybe we should.
Do you want to? Yeah, we each do one tonight.
Yeah. Why don't you kick it? I mean, yours is important tonight because one of yours is super important because it matches.
Yes. All right. So we each decided we were going to take our two superstitions each. So I'm starting with a big one I like a lot. It's around the number 13. Number 13 is really interesting. Actually, in some cultures, including the Egyptian, it's considered to be lucky. But much like the number 4 in Eastern cultures, in a lot of Western cultures, 13 is very unlucky. Superstitions around 13 are ancient. The Code of Hammurabi actually admitted the 13th law from legal proceedings, and the Sumerian mathematicians were so into the number 12 that, like, think about it, like there's 12 months in the calendar, you have 12 sets of, or 2 sets of 12 in the day, so it's, kind of create a lot of our concepts of time. So like 13 was thought to be imperfect.
That's crazy. I didn't know about that.
So 12 was so perfect that 13, there was something wrong with 13.
Okay. Makes sense.
Right. And even now, my dog wants my dinner. It's not happening. Like a lot of large buildings, especially hotels and apartment buildings, don't have 13 floors.
Right.
It's the 13th floor. Literally, they go from 12 to 14 just out of these weird, bizarre superstitions.
Right. That's crazy.
A lot of places don't have room 13s. There's a haunted hotel in Prescott, really neat hotel, an old one. Yeah, they don't have it, and none of the floors have 13, the room 13.
So I think that's neat.
It is really cool. Two of the oldest specific stories around 13, and they're from two very different cultures. One of which revolves around, well, a certain Norse god of chaos and fire, Loki.
I love him.
Me too. So there was, a dinner party, and Loki wasn't invited.
It's just rude.
It's rude, right? So of course he shows up to Valhalla, uninvited, upsetting the balance of the 12 gods that are already in attendance.
Okay.
And like the really interesting thing is we see something very similar with the story of Eris in Greek mythology and the story of the evil fairy in Sleeping Beauty. They're all very similar stories.
Huh.
But the most common superstition about 13, in at least Western culture, revolves around the Last Supper. Judas Iscariot, who was the 13th disciple, was the last one to arrive. And, kind of did the whole betrayal thing, and then you can get into predestination or non-predestination if he was supposed to or not, and that's a whole different show.
I didn't think about that ever.
Yeah. So that's where a lot of like the Western fear of 13 comes from.
Okay.
And then there's Friday the 13th.
Which is my favorite.
I know it is. So it in our Friday the 13th somewhat, I think at least comes around the superstitions around the crucifixion.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the most common tales about Friday the 13th is about the Knights Templar. So legend has it that on the 13th or on 13 October 1307, 13 again.
Oh.
King Philip the Fourth ordered the Grandmaster Jacques de Molay and many of the Knights Templars to be arrested. They were charged with accused of a number of offenses, including heresy, financial crimes, fraud, the kind of stuff I investigate besides the heresy.
We could add that in there too.
Right. But yeah, I don't investigate heresies. I commit them, darling. And the reason behind this, though, was King Philip was heavily in debt to the Knights Templar.
I didn't know
So
that. That's interesting.
To do with the other stuff, it had to do with financial crimes. See?
So
Right?
It's all full circle.
It is full circle. So that's where like a lot of our modern Friday the 13th comes from. And of course, we're superstitious beings. We see patterns even when there's not them. There's a whole list of bad things that supposedly happen on Friday the 13th, which we think about it, it happens 2 to 3 times a year.
Yeah, and it's really not that much.
No, it's not. It's not. It's a great day to get a flash tattoo if you have a shop that's doing something cute if you want to wait all day.
But other than that, don't let it be your 13th tattoo.
Yeah, right? But here's something kind of fascinating. Look at numerology. All right?
Mm-hmm.
So 1 plus 3, of course, is 4.
Right.
That's how you break down numbers in numerology. Which is interesting because King Philip was King Philip the Fourth.
Oh, that's neat.
And in Eastern cultures, 4 is an unlucky number.
Really? Why is that?
Yes. I've not researched it much. I have some books about Eastern Western mythology and superstition, so I'll need to look into a little. But yeah, 4 is an unlucky number in a lot of the Eastern cultures.
That's crazy.
So it kind of all loops in back together.
That's neat.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Huh. See, I didn't know a lot of that history of it. I mean, everybody thinks of 13 of, like you said, hotels and
Yeah, hotels and
lore.
yeah. So, but a lot of it's ancient. It's old. It's old. Like the Egyptians, they thought 13 was a lucky number.
Mm-hmm.
That's the most prominent. But even like the Sumerians, which were very intellectual, mathematical people, had issues with 13.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know all about that.
Yeah.
So, mine's not as cool as yours.
That's okay.
But one of my favorite superstitions is the penny superstition.
Mm-hmm.
See a penny, pick it up all day long. You have good luck. Only if it's facing the right side, and that's up. And I have knocked pennies out of my kids' hands.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I won't let them. No. If it's wrong and I notice it, it's like, no. Oh, yeah. I don't let them take them.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if they fall flip side up, the other child can take it.
Interesting. Wow. So you're kind of like manipulating fate here.
Well, yeah, you have to, right? Especially with money. Because manipulating fate with money in the wrong way always has a bad connotation. But it only brings you good luck if it's heads up.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, I have walked around, and even coins, other than like pennies, I do it with all coins. If I see a coin laying on the ground that is tails, I do not touch it. That is a bad omen. I do not know why, but it's like ingrained in me that omen is just disastrous.
Interesting.
Yeah. Like I've even had, like other than knocking out of the kids' hands, I had Remy come up to me and be like, Mommy, I found this on the ground. And I was like, okay, wait. What was up? I don't know. The thing. I'm like, what's the thing? Well, not the face. I'm like, then put it on the ground.
Put it on the ground. Leave it alone.
Don't touch it.
Let's put salt on your hands to wash away the negative.
Oh, and salt washing away the negatives. Yes, but it's weird because it's said it with pennies, right? And that's, to me, that's really, really strange as to why we think that pennies are lucky.
Because luck. There's a lucky penny. There's a bad penny.
Yes. Yes. And it's funny because it's because of the metals, like all the copper that's in it is from gifts from God. You know, that's like a myth with it. Then they were given to them by the gods for protection. So when you find one up, it was good luck and good protection. Finding one down was more or less a bad omen from the gods. So it's like the good and evil kind of flip of a coin. And that's why you do the heads and tails.
Yeah.
And you flip a coin, and who says heads first? Pretty much everybody, right? Like
most of the time, yeah.
Most of the time, people say heads. And that's kind of neat. I like that idea. I like the idea that it's more than just a penny.
Mm-hmm. Because it's such a nominal amount.
Right. It's nothing. It's 1 cent.
Yeah.
It means nothing. And then you have some people with like bride traditions, there's something borrowed, something blue, and they say like a lucky penny in your shoe, and it has to be face up, which I think is pretty cool. Right. And it means that you'll have a good marriage. So it's not just finding it to find money and to be lucky for the day. It's putting luck on a marriage, which is weird.
Which is a huge thing. And let me look this one up real quick because money. When we got coins, when we moved into our first apartment, a friend of ours gave us a certain amount of, I want to say, is it 27 cents or 47 cents to put under or put in our mattress.
Oh, really?
Yes. And it's an old Jewish superstition. Dang it, I can't find it. Jewish. 1 second.
Mattress. Super. I spelled mattress. Matras.
Oh, funny.
I'm ridiculous with spelling. I have not heard that one, so that sounds really interesting.
Okay, let me...
They have a lot of salt ones.
Yeah. We'll have to refer back to that. I'll find it. Heck, I could reach into my mattress and find out how much it is, because every time we've moved, we keep bringing it with us.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
That's pretty neat.
Yep. Yeah.
That's
so anyway, so that's another one to
throw on the table.
Yes.
I like that one though. I mean, do you do the penny one? Do you pick it up only if it's heads up, or do you pick it up anytime?
I tend to avoid the pennies because I prefer to use debit.
Well, I do too, but these pennies, you're missing out on luck.
They're like, okay, I'm Irish. The whole luck of the Irish thing is, not really. It's an insult because, we're not lucky people.
Well, true.
Yeah.
True. That's interesting.
Yeah, no, I have picked them up before. The other one I've heard, and it comes to mind from the play Avenue Q, is finding a penny from the year you were born.
Oh, so that's pretty neat.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if they phase out pennies, that's going to be even rarer and rarer. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of things that, might phase out pennies. It's funny, like, you look up bizarre superstitions, and we can maybe need to kind of tie this into our question because we have a few extra minutes.
Yeah.
Our question was, what are like weird superstitions that you have?
Yeah.
And when I was looking for the mattress one, for the money in the mattress one for you, it's funny what people think is weird because I think these are so normal.
Okay, so it was an example of one that you cling to.
Well, I do the knock on wood.
Okay.
Constantly. I don't know why. And I'll even be like knock on fake wood because it's not real.
Right.
But I just do that one. I do ladybugs are lucky, but only the real ladybugs, not beetles.
Okay.
They're supposed to be really lucky. And if you kill them, you're going to get bad luck. So don't kill ladybugs. But like that one's on here, but those ones are on here. But they have like don't open an umbrella indoors.
Okay.
Which I don't do that. Do you do that?
I won't open an umbrella, but I will open a parasol.
That's the same thing.
No, because one's for sun and one's for rain, and I want to be prepared when I go out into the sun.
That's the same thing.
I've certainly had.
You are breaking the Holy Trinity, which is apparently where this belief stems from.
Really? Tell me about it. That's weird.
It says, some say the superstition stems from the holy Christian belief in the Holy Trinity, since the ladder leaning against the wall of the triangle, that's part of it for some reason. The ladder, you should not break it. That doesn't make sense. That's an overrated location. It's like talking about ladders, but talking about
the umbrella.
The umbrella at the same time.
Weird.
But the Holy Trinity, it's weird. I
understand like the ladders around the Holy Trinity because you do have that very safe structure.
Yeah. Unless you're calling the inside of an umbrella like a ladder, that's weird.
I don't know. And I will walk under a ladder just because I like to tempt things.
See, I will do that. But the pennies are on here. The holding your breath and closing your eyes when you're passing a cemetery is on here. And
I've never done that.
I don't do that either. Have you heard of that before?
I have heard of it. I don't do it.
I don't do it. It's supposed to make sure the spirits don't enter your body.
Okay. So bless you.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Which that's a superstition. And
it
people
is.
don't really think about that. That's a huge superstition.
It really is. And it's gone into our normal vernacular.
Yeah, it's not even meant to be that anymore. It's literally what you say when somebody sneezes.
Yeah, yeah.
All the time. Mm-hmm. I can't even believe that. Now I think about that, it's totally weird, right?
Mm-hmm.
What are some of the weird ones that you think and that you aren't going to talk about next week?
Okay, so some of the weird ones. So I have a lot of superstitions around moving.
Really?
Yes. There's two that come to mind. And one, and because I know we're going to talk about the big part of this next week, but there's a specific part around moving, which is you don't bring your old salt into a new house.
That's very bad. We don't do that.
It is. Because like you think about like metaphysically, whatever, salt is something that absorbs the negative.
Yes.
So you don't want to bring the negative into the new house.
Yep. I agree with that one.
And it was so funny because a friend of mine moved recently and her mother had taken the salt out of the cabinet and put it aside because she wasn't going to bring it. And then her father was helping her pack and put it in her stuff.
Hi, City. Really?
Hi, City. Yeah. And so then like she got to the new place and everything's fine. But like then her garage door stopped working. And her mom's like, that's because there was the salt. And the other one, right? Around moving is really interesting, is the broom.
That is a really interesting one.
And this I didn't know this one until I moved into my first apartment. And my girlfriend's like, okay, so we need to make sure we have a broom. I'm like, oh, I can bring them from my mom's. I'm like, no, we don't do that.
You're like,
what
okay.
Do you mean? Okay. Because you don't bring that broom from one house to another because you don't want to bring the dirt, the bad energy, the bad luck from your old place to your new one.
Isn't that a crazy one?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's neat. And when I was looking things up for here, those were two mentioned, like 4 superstitions about moving. And that was like the top 2. And then like painting your porch blue to ward off ghosts.
I've never heard that one. That's awesome. Think about all the southern porches, though.
That's exactly where it originates from. Look at you. Mm-hmm. You just point out the knowledge, the geographical knowledge.
Well, also because a lot of the immigrants to the South were Irish, and the Irish are exceptionally superstitious, and
Yeah, and don't move into your home on a Friday, a Saturday, or a rainy day.
I've actually done all of those.
So have I.
Cam and I moved to our first apartment on a Friday, and it was rainy, and I had a migraine, and my father-in-law was suffering from valley fever. We just didn't know it. And then we moved into our house on a Saturday.
Wow.
Yeah. And everyone moves into the house on a Friday or a Saturday.
Yeah, that's what everybody does, right? Because you have days off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that was a weird one. When you mentioned moving, I was like, oh, I saw this article.
Yeah.
What do you think your weirdest one is? So you do the salt thing and you do the broom thing, but like not moving based. What's your strangest one?
Huh. I mean, if I spill salt, I do the over the shoulder.
Automatically, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's no...
Oh, no, there's no hesitation.
Yeah.
Yeah. I threw it in a lady's hair once. It was fun.
Oh, God. That's definitely one. My own weird superstition. Oh, And it's not just it's a cultural one, but it is one that I definitely do that is weird. Is if you ever go to my house, if you look above both the front door and the back door, you will see that there is mistletoe all year long.
Really?
Yes.
I thought you were going to say a horseshoe, but
no,
surprised
but
me.
I do have the mezuzah in the door jamb, which is a Jewish thing. But no, the mistletoe. So basically, I refresh the mistletoe every year on the winter solstice.
Really? That's neat.
Yeah, you burn the old piece. Replace it with a new piece for luck for the year.
Oh, that's neat.
And also, it's at both doors to ward off any negative energy.
I've never heard that
any
one.
bad spirits. Yep, it's an old Irish.
That's pretty neat.
And then I've kind of yep, and it gets replaced. So, because in the old, because the Irish are so dang superstitious, is you don't put up your decorations until Christmas Eve. You take your tree. You take it down on the Epiphany.
When's that?
And the 12th night, the 6th of January.
Okay.
And the only thing that can stay up is the mistletoe.
Do you do that with your Christmas tree?
We used to.
Really?
When we had a real Christmas tree, it went up on Christmas Eve.
Wow.
And and even now, my decorations have to be down by the 12th night.
Wow, that's neat. See, I think that's neat. I think superstitions are really cool.
They are cool. So what's your own personal weird superstition?
I cannot sleep near a door.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Too many horror movies, woman.
Not even just horror movies, but just like, I feel like bad vibes coming through the door at night. I don't know why. It's just been like that forever.
Interesting.
I will sleep opposite of the door everywhere I go. If we flip a bed in a room, like we rearrange a room, I move my entire side of the bed. I don't even care.
And I'm thinking the fact that our bed is away from the door and Cam sleeps by it.
Yeah. I make Drew sleep by it too. I don't do
funny.
that. That's like my own personal weird one. I can't do it. It literally raises my anxiety if I have to sleep near a door. Like camping, I make sure I'm not near a door anywhere. When I was a kid,
I just
I'd
make
move
sure
my
I don't
bed.
go camping.
Yeah. I mean, that actually solves all the problems, actually.
Yeah.
I actually moved my bed. Like when I was little, I would move it away on the other side of the room.
I wonder if it has anything to do with the whole ghost thing.
Probably.
Yeah.
Haven't I listened to my children? Bad things come in the closet. We don't have a closet in our bedroom.
Really?
It's in the hallway.
Interesting.
It's a really old house, and they flipped the master closet to a bathroom.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
So we have no closet in our city. I'm beating that system too. I'm making sure none of the spirits come and get me.
Yeah, totally.
So,
Also, you can always, I suggest, mistletoe.
I want to do that. I need to get some real mistletoe, though, or fake mistletoe.
Yeah, at Christmas time, get mistletoe.
Does it last all year, really?
It does, yeah. I'll send you pictures.
I have to check that out.
Yeah.
I have to check that out. I'm excited now. So I like superstitions. They're fun. And it's things, like you said, you don't think are superstitious, like saying God bless you or saying, or knocking on wood.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's
it's such an ingrained part of our being.
Right. What do you need? What's going on? Knock on wood. Gotta find it.
Mm-hmm.
Fake wood.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's fun. But that was awesome. I like talking about things like this. I can't wait till next week when we talk about two more. Ones that are super close to our hearts.
They are, both of them. And in fact, sometimes mine's super close on my lap when I'm podcasting. Well, not podcasting up until I podcast.
Well, he needs to join us during podcast night.
Well, he was ready. Did you see him?
I saw him.
It was so handsome.
He is so sweet. I love him.
He's a good boy. But I have a superstition around that, which is don't let a black cat lay on the middle of the stairs in the middle of the night where you might trip over him.
And die. Because that's what happens.
Yeah.
Cats are jerks.
Yeah, cats are jerks. This is very true.
Huge jerks. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a fun week next week. I'm excited. But that was an awesome time. Thank you, Heather. Thank you all for watching us.
Yes.
Thank you for the followers and the subscribers. And you're awesome and we love you. And City, I mean, you were like super late, but we still love you anyway.
You were helping your mom with tech stuff. So that's
and you're allowed. That's that's brownie points.
Yes, because that sure beats me. I mean, help my mother with tech stuff.
Yes. Well, we love you guys. Good night. And we'll see you next Wednesday. Yep. Bye.